Oh, the new EverQuest, by the way, looks quite clever. From what I can tell, the new EverQuest is actually borrowing. When I say new EverQuest, I don't mean EverQuest 3. They're bringing out a version of the first EverQuest that has a couple of changes to it. One of the changes, I think, is actually based off an old private server design for the game. And the change was you can pick more than one class and you can train up more than one class, which means that effectively you can kind of solo through the game by EverQuest. No, it's not EverQuest Next. It's been announced recently. So you can pick more than one class, you can train up more than one class, which means that you're going to be able to have class combinations and skill combinations that never existed before. It's not EverQuest Next. It's been announced recently. Someone find out what that EverQuest game is that's coming out recently. The new one. Is it Everquest Legends? Thank you, Red Sky. Everquest Legends. Let's see what that's all about. Right, Everquest Legends is a newly reimagined version of EverQuest with new stuff. Experience classic EverQuest with modern game features, and it allows you to create a unique character by selecting 3 classes at a time with benefits from all of them. And you can upgrade your gear and swap between different classes with 560 different possible combinations. There we go. So EverQuest Legends is a solo-friendly version of EverQuest, made solo by allowing you to just have 3 classes on one character, which I think is pretty goddamn cool, to be honest. What is EverQuest? The children have forgotten the originals. We've moved on. We're in a world we no longer recognize. EverQuest is one of the most successful early 3D MMORPGs. It's not the first 3D MMORPG. That was Meridian 59. It's also not the first MMORPG ever. That was probably the Island of Kesmai. It's also not one of the most influential or successful. That would probably be World of Warcraft. It competed for a long time with Ultima Online. EverQuest and Ultima Online were the titans of the industry that constantly battled for dominance and supremacy through the late 90s into the early 2000s. Dark, I agree. The makers of EverQuest probably saw the success of Guild Wars 1 Remake. People don't mind old games. People just don't want the games to be obtusely difficult to play. That's what I try and get to people. There is a difference between a game being hard to play and a game having hard gameplay. Being hard to play is annoying. The controls are annoying, the UI is annoying, the installation's annoying. There's quit moments that aren't related to the gameplay themselves. Having hard gameplay is fine. That's, if anything, encouraged. That's good. That's what you want a game to have. You want a game to have hard gameplay, you don't want it to be a hard game to play. And so I think EverQuest very much realized that it has some really good stuff going on there. There's some good fun moments within EverQuest, but people weren't experiencing them because they were just bloody difficult to get into. So they said, hey, what if we allowed players to choose more classes? What if we increased player choice? What if we changed the UI around a little bit? What if we made it slightly easier to get into? Maybe people would enjoy the game then. And you know what? I think they damn well will. Guild Wars 1 was fantastic. That's just a good online RPG. I love games that allow you to combine classes. Big fan of combination stuff. Or just, Skyrim, Stealth Archer. That works too. What classes in WoW have I not tried? Are there any I'm particularly interested in trying? I've only not really tried the Druid. And again, honestly, I'm just not particularly interested in trying the Druid. Sorry, I'm just not. Rift, yeah, Star Wars Galaxy did it, Rift did it. Good games have done it. Many good games have done the thing where they combine gameplay together. I love choice. Runes of Magic did it, and Runes of Magic was one of my favorite MMORPGs. It wasn't a good game, but it was definitely one of my favorites. You prefer the rigid bounds of class identity. Yeah, absolutely, I get that as well. I still think that combining 2 defined classes into a third thing still has a level of class identity to it. It's just if you combine, okay, I'm going to take the class of mage and the class of warrior, then boom, you've got a spell sword kind of going on. I love the idea of creating the unique thing that you need. I do love the whole spell sword vibe. One of my favorite fantasy vibes, without a doubt. There's somewhere between the both that, people will enjoy, people will find fun. That's the general vibe. Kind of like multi-classing in D&D. Yeah, exactly. That's what EverQuest Legends is going to be bringing. Will I play it? Don't know. I'll find out. You want more magical archers? Yeah, magical archers. When I played Neverwinter Nights, Neverwinter Nights had the arcane archer build, which I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed the Arcane Archer. Super powerful long-range attacks. Absolutely kicked ass with swords as well. Loved that stuff. Does Dragon's Dogma also have the Arcane Archer class? Gotcha. What if you combined a barbarian and a priest? Oh, you get an angry preacher, wouldn't you? Surely a barbarian and a priest would just give you preacher. Which is like the fantasy version of Reacher. That's a Warhammer character. Barbarian priest is a zealot kind of thing. Yeah. You've got the priests of Sigmar going on there. Streamer, I demand more politics. Please say something controversial.